Hey y'all, good morning. So I just wanted to hop on here and kind of talk about my dream last night and just a couple other things. Half the time whenever I start these videos, I have something in mind and then, so just take with it what you will. So I personally have been needing some direction from my spirit team on certain things I need, certain decisions that I need to be making for myself and for my family. And these decisions have been whether or not I'm going to go back to work, because the social networking platform isn't making me any money and I need to support my family. So I've been contemplating those thoughts, as well as kind of working through some old residual emotions that have resurfaced since my reconnection with my twin flame. Because even though my twin flame and I are platonic, it still makes all of those twin flamey emotions come up, which is the whole point of the twin flame. We're now in the reunification stage, and if you have done any research, you can see that there's 7 to 8 steps of a twin flame. Guys, do your research. You want to be on a twin flame journey so bad, why don't you do your research about it? Just saying. Anyway, so it was my birthday this past week, and I had a great time on my birthday. Absolute great birthday. Probably one of the best ones I've had in many years. It was fantastic. The intentions that I just wanted to completely cut loose, it happened, and it felt good, especially being now over 6 months sober. It was my first time actually drinking, and just having a good time with my family and my twin flame. And I just stopped it at 2:22. Yay. All right. Now, as someone who has a Gemini moon, I have a Gemini moon. How we express our emotions is by talking about our emotions. But sometimes our actions they don't really show the emotion like that. Unless you're me, and then one way that I show my love for someone is through certain acts, and we know what I'm talking about. Adults only. But that's just the fact of how Lilith shows up in my 7th house. It's just how it works. But as far as like the actual interactions, day-to-day interactions, and the way that a Gemini moon shows up for their partners is through talking about their feelings. And a lot of times Gemini says stuff that they mean. They do. Because we're all about duality. And so duality, if you think of Gemini, it's like the devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other shoulder. We kind of are always having these two separate parts of ourselves talking to each other in our minds while we are listening to what you were saying. And it's a lot of mental chatter. Gemini moons have a lot of mental chatter. If you have heavy Gemini placements anywhere, especially like in your closer planets or your closer houses, I mean really any Gemini placements anywhere, it's going to be a lot of talking, a lot of conversating. Well, me and my twin flame had a falling out because I was expressing how I was feeling, but he was not able to express himself to me, and that causes my Gemini moon to shut down. When a Gemini moon feels like they are not being heard or understood, we go into the shutdown phase where we completely don't talk at all. And this can come off as very, very cold. And the reason why we do this is because when we're flowing, when we're being ourselves and doing our thing, we're very, very open, and we're very open to talking about anything and everything, because that is how a Gemini moon shows who they are, is so that they can talk about those crazy wild things that's in their brain. And if we trust you, we're going to be open and talking about those things, because that is how we figure out who we are. Is we'll say some wild shit that we don't even really agree with, but it's like we have to say it. We have to. And it is because we're picking up on the subtle cues of how you are reacting to what we are saying. Yeah. And then in that reaction of watching you react, I'm seeing if you're going to have the same emotional reaction that I have to said issue, to what is being said. And it's those little itty bitty little like facial expressions. We pay attention to everything. And then when we feel misunderstood in the smallest little way, that Gemini moon shuts down. And the thinking in the head is, for me personally, the thinking that's going on in my brain is, well, if I've shown them all of these truths and I've said all of these truths and they're not getting it, or they're not giving back to me what I needed from that, I'm just not going to say anything at all. Fuck it. I'm just not going to say anything at all. I'm going to be petty. Tell me I'm wrong, Gemini. Tell me I'm wrong. Geminis, tell me I'm wrong. Somebody at my door. We're getting our dishwasher fixed, so I had to go let him in. I don't even remember where I was. I'm just kind of explaining what it's like from a Gemini moon perspective. And it's because we have these issues with actually feeling our emotions, because Gemini is ruled by the planet of Mercury, which is of the mind, which is, they really like intelligence and things like that. And it's not really that Gemini is running away from their emotions. It's just they have a hard time understanding them. So they have to learn how to sit with them and be able to actually identify what emotions are what and why those emotions are coming up. This is a self-aware Gemini. I like to think of myself as self-aware. But it doesn't quite work out with the other moon of my twin flame, because he has a Pisces moon, which is a lot more in-depth, emotional. And it's different. Now that we got that part out of the way, I'm now going to explain about my dream last night. So before I went to sleep, I had put in the intention that I wanted to be shown things in my dream. And so I literally spent the entire night in a Japanese temple. My spirit team was like, you've been doing so much work on yourself and trying to heal that we just feel like you just need some peace and some zen. So I just spent the last 10 hours listening to rain and meditating in a Japanese temple all night last night. And I feel so much better today. It's what was allowing me to sit with those emotions, those really, really deep, heavy emotions that I was feeling, that I had really no outlet to say those things out loud that I needed to say. And you guys happened to be who I said them to. So, congratulations. Y'all got to see me talk about my emotions. Woohoo! Anyway, I'm out. Y'all have a good day. Love y'all.